The island-wide curfew imposed yesterday in the aftermath of the attacks on peaceful protesters at Temple Trees and Golfis Green has just finished its first 24 hours. With less than 12 hours more to go for the curfew to be lifted at 7 a.m. tomorrow, hopes that the situation will improve and conclude in a peaceful manner remain high. With the unrest continuing throughout the night yesterday, office staff returning home last evening were seen having to deal with crowds of vigilante checkpoints set up throughout the city's exit and entry points. Every private vehicle was seen stopped by the crowds and each passenger checked to see if they were pro-government loyalists attempting to leave the city. Vehicles were only allowed to continue their journeys after the identities of all occupants were verified. However, the mood on the streets remains highly volatile, with groups hunting for pro-Rajapaksa elements throughout the morning today as well. Also seen this morning was commuters heading into and out of Colombo, facing an increased military presence across the city of Colombo. Checkpoints heavily manned by fully armed military personnel were seen guiding traffic across the city and past areas that were still to be cleared of the wrecks of the many buses that were destroyed yesterday. Due to this, a marked decrease in organized groups manning the roadways was seen throughout the city by afternoon. And despite a curfew being in place until tomorrow, the movement of vehicles and pedestrians were yet to be strictly enforced. Meanwhile, video footage of helicopters taking off from the police field force headquarters on Havelock Road, carrying unidentified VIP passengers, raised suspicions that the former premier and his family could attempt to leave the country. To prevent this, protesters gathered along the entrance road to the Bandaranaike International Airport today to check identities of passengers. To add to this, after the attacks on the residences of over 20 former government ministers overnight, including the residences of former Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in Kurunegala and Madamulana in Hambantota, news that he and his family had taken refuge at the Trincomalee Navy base saw Trincomalee residents gather outside the base's fortified gates. With a steady stream of people swelling the numbers outside the base, calling for the premier to be brought out, security at the base was seen being ramped up. This included the positioning of heavy machine guns over the gates, with their fields of fire covering the protesters outside. This move has only served to heighten tensions in the Trincomalee area and turned the situation outside the Navy base into a veritable tinderbox of possible violence, one that won't take much to turn deadly.